Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started on the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider build Genius form. We have build's final form, his real final form, in all its broken genius, like all final forms. When a final form is too broken, you destroy it. That's what Bandai does. So, Bandai and Toei. So here we are, this beautiful final form of genius using all of the bottles in each form. And it's crazy how it didn't translate as a figure sooner. I really was hoping we would have gotten this sooner. But the wait is over, and I'm very happy with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. But what's crazy is I didn't realize just how color coordinated it was, like design wise. I guess I just didn't really pay attention to it. But as a toy, I've noticed everything, and it looks really, really fantastic. So I really do like the look of this. So we're going to talk about our bottles, our color coordination, how it looks photography wise, all of these things, and it looks really good. Full disclaimer, I did add the neck peg like I do for all my SHF. I added in the upgrade neck peg from SHF Upgrade. Toku Collector sells it, as well as SHF Upgrade themselves. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, look at that. Look at this. Utterly fantastic, right? So one of the things that I thought about like build genius form is that it can use every weapon. Like all final forms, we get to a point we can use all our weapons, and I love that idea. So I do love this white suit design, being able to use every weapon because it has all the bottles. We see our hazard trigger, we have our genius bottle, we have our belt looking a little loose, and I'm okay with that because it keeps the articulation in the area like well tuned, right? It keeps it from like getting too out of hand. Now, with our upgraded neck peg, we have the ability to look up a lot better, to stuff our head in to look down, which is really important for rider kicks. I always talk about that, right? We have the pull away shoulders. We can extend the arm out just a little bit, and with that, allow our arms to go up, getting that T pose that we all love. This one can't get as high because of the way the shoulder pads are, so we'll get just about here, which is a little lower than the T pose. We do have bicep swivel, which allows the arm, when you swivel that arm to get the bottles out of the way, you will actually get the T pose, which is very important. We are double jointed, but unfortunately, because of the design, it doesn't look or feel that way. But the arm can crunch into an acute angle, which is very important for getting cool poses. We have our drop down leg method. This is the old classic style. Because the build SHF stuff is come before we enlarged our figures, I do believe he's going to end up being on the smaller end of stuff. So here we have our leg articulation, which has a very nice bend, right? We have a thigh swivel, magnifique, right? Our ankle pivot is really nice going inward. Not so much going outward. I don't think it's needed for this guy, but going inward is very important. We have a toe pivot as well. As far as our ab area goes, like I said, the hazard trigger kind of keeps it in line. But being able to wiggle around the belt, you can see we can actually tilt over to the side. So let's say we wanted to get an over to the side look and mobility, right? Let's get Build Genius to form up. Oop. See, I got those bottles caught in there. There we go. But if we're thinking about just getting in a certain pose, I think that we might actually be okay with Build being on that older body, because here we actually can get a really, really nice like articulation out of him. We actually get a really nice look at this. Look at that. Looking pretty solid there. I like that. Like I said, we could actually tuck the head in now that we have the upgrade neck joint. I really like this. Now, in terms of accessories, we don't get a lot, but we get just enough. First things first, we do get the bottle buster. It can transform into its cannon mode, and we can stuff bottles in there. So if you have like bottles, obviously you can't use them here, but he has access to all the bottles, therefore being able to use the bottle buster with his handle. I like that. So we have our item holding hands. This is going to be for you. Oh, sorry, that's the build driver hand. So we have our item holding hands, which is going to be the bottle buster in its sword form. This is pretty cool. I believe that it can also hold it for the trigger mode. So we don't have the necessary trigger hands, but as you can see here, bottle buster sword form, holding it just fine. We have our build driver hand. This is going to be to hold the handle perfectly, as you can see here. Next up, we have our, I don't want to say taunting hands, but it's definitely our posing hands. These are pretty important, at least in the build case, because it shows you, is his signature pose, especially after he henshins or before his theme song hits. Once that theme song hit, you know you're in trouble. So, And then here we are with our open action hands. These can also be used as cupping hands for when you have the bottle buster in cannon mode. So yeah, you have options. So this is going to be our final form. We've pretty much matched it up. Ooh, let's see if how his rider kick looks in our build genius form. Right? We can tuck that in. See? I see how I'm snatching that hazard trigger out of the way. So let's see without the hazard trigger, right? So yeah, I think we actually have something really nice going on here. It's our rider kick. Let's actually fix that that hand. I really like this middle part too. It looks really good there. Like I said, it translated so well as a figure. So look at this. This is a very nice rider kick. I like this a lot. So let's keep it pretty simple. What we are going to do is we're going to break out some figures also from Build, as well as some other riders and some other stuff, just to see how Build Genius classes up size-wise with both SHF and other lines. So let's get to it, right? So I'll see you guys in a sec. Hey guys, now we're going to jump into the size comparison. This is where it gets really fun. I'm going to compare Build stuff, then I'm going to compare some other final forms, then I'm going to compare the taller stuff, which is like Revice. Then we'll jump into some other stuff. So let's do final forms. So let's make it cool, right? Let's do Zio, Grand Zio, right? So we can see how Grand Zio kind of locks into Build Genius. And then we'll do what came before Build Genius, which is like, I believe it was X8? I can't remember anymore. All I know is that all Kamen Riders is good Kamen Rider to somebody, including me. So here's X8. I believe X8 was before it. So let me just fix these feet, right? And here we are with our final forms. And like I said, it's crazy to see that we got them so crazy far apart from each other. But honestly, I think they really work for like their each like respective shows. But even together, it seems kind of cool. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's translating into words right properly. But either way, I love where this is going. Now, even if we take these guys away, right, we can compare it to Revice, and Revice is actually bigger on a bigger body. And if we take a look at Revice, we see that Build actually looks pretty good next to him. Like, he doesn't look too much smaller, but he looks, you know, a little bit smaller. And then last but not least, Shinkocho Seiho, as KJ would call it, the Ocho Cincos. Here's Kamen Rider Kuga. Let's get those feet flat. And Kuga actually looks much smaller compared to these guys. So who knows how this kind of, you know, does it. But either way, I like it. Let's take these two away. Let's compare it to the Build crew. Up first, I'm going to do Magma. So Magma Z. Right? Look at that. Looking real good. I love these two together. I want to do a team up shot with those two. I cannot wait to take photos. I actually did the video first for this. I'm going to do the photos after. Here we are with Grease. I should have picked Grease Perfect Grease Perfect Kingdom and Prime Rogue, but I took these guys out first because I was like, it's been a while, and I really want these guys to get some shine. So then next up we have Rogue. So yeah, here we are, looking really cool. Then I'll do Evolt because I want these two to fight each other in my photos. I really want these two to have a really like crazy wild martial arts fights. So here we are with Evolt. Like I said, we are like really finishing out shows now, and I really like the idea of that. I like that we're finishing out shows and we're getting a lot of cool stuff. So as I'm gonna slowly take all these guys away because they all have really sharp parts, and I don't want anybody to fall accidentally because I would be quite sad. Like, I'm not even gonna front. I just found out the other day I may have lost my Eternal. So I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs, about that. I cannot find it for the life of me, and it's killing me. Here we are with Evil Sensei Itami from Articulated Icons, aka Foosh Toys, right? Then we have a Marvel Legends Ben Reilly. So we already know like domestic toys are like much bigger than most SHF. So now you can get like the vibe for it. Here we are with Valaverse Delta Trooper. I was gonna call him a Delta Guard, but it's Delta Trooper. I always forget words like as they come to me. I don't know what that is about being in front of a camera making me forget. Since you hear me talk about stuff, let's take these guys away. Next up, G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. I feel like this is a good one. I love Storm Shadow. This one has been repainted and modified for my boy Public Enema, aka KJ. Make it look more like a little bit like the IDW version, right? Arashikage. Alright, here we are with G.I. Joe. Next up, we can do a Mythic Legions. So here we are with a Mythic Legions Barbarians. Some more Mythic Legions videos coming up too soon, so don't forget that. So he's even leaning over forward, but you can see he's really gigantic, right? So that about sums it up. Oh, I haven't done a Mezco, so let's do Jon Stewart. He happens to be here, so here's a Mezco Jon Stewart. Actually, he looks really good with a Mezco. I feel like Bill may be a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger, because he's looking real good next to these guys. But it could be all that cool white. But, like I was saying, I'm really excited for these new forms. I'm really excited that stuff is getting a lot of love. I'm hoping that more Kamen Rider stuff translates into getting more releases, a little bit more spread out, a little bit more better, because I am a little worried that stuff is getting packed in with everything. But if I cut out on some lines and not collect everything, I probably would be okay too, right? So there's a double-edged sword for everything. But thank you guys for watching, especially now that all those people are now newly interested in a bunch of Kamen Rider stuff. I appreciate people jumping into this line. It is so much fun. Expensive, but it is fun. So thank you always for watching. For real, I appreciate it. And I'm gonna do that thing what I don't normally do, which I'm gonna tell you guys. Please like the video, comment on the video, do that thing where you subscribe, and as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Didn't expect that. Later.